Michigan. One thing that's kind of unique about my upbringing and my ancestry is my grandmother was born on our reservation in 1922. We lost her a few years ago. She lived to be 95. But the thing that's kind of unique about her is she failed kindergarten 3 years in a row. And the reason she failed kindergarten was because she didn't know how to speak English. Her first language, her native language was Potawatomi. Potawatomi is the official name of the language. But she spoke that fluently, had to learn English after the time that she enrolled in school. And I tell everybody that's not that long ago. 98 years ago was when she was born, and English was not her first language. So I think that's pretty unique. My grandmother was one of the most respected tribal elders. She was actually the leader of our tribe's elders committee. My mother, Nat Spurr, was our tribal leader for 11 years up until her death. Led a 10-year fight to establish a Firekeepers Casino. And my ancestors long ago, my tribe, we were forcibly removed on what was called the Death Trail to Kansas, the Potawatomi Death Trail. We were forcibly removed by the federal government and taken to northeast Kansas in the 1830s. The leaders of our tribe and our people refused to stay there. We're willing to risk their lives and fight to the death to come back to Michigan, where we settled, where we still are in 1841, which is known as the Pine Creek Indian Reservation, which is where I now live. Another unique thing about it is my grandmother, the way she met my grandfather. My grandmother was a full-blooded member of our tribe here on Potawatomi. My grandfather was a full-blooded member of the Bad River, Wisconsin Chippewa, just south of Lake Superior at the top of Wisconsin. He was stationed at Fort Custer during World War II. He and his brothers were stationed there. So it's kind of ironic that he was stationed at Fort Custer. Somebody who's known as an Indian fighter in Battle Creek, Michigan. I guess the good news about it, that's how he was able to meet my grandmother, or else I wouldn't be here. But Custer is revered and known for being an Indian fighter. Anybody that tells you he's a Civil War hero is full of shit. He's not. He's only known for being an Indian fighter. He's not even from here. He's from Ohio, as I think RJ pointed out earlier. He's not even a general. He was a general during World War, during the Civil War, where he was promoted after finishing dead last in his class at West Point. He was demoted to a lieutenant colonel, which is what he retired as when he died, when he was killed off by our people at the Battle of the Little Big Horn. Again, I think we've made a lot of progress over the years. I grew up in Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan, just outside of Detroit, which at the time was the most racist, segregated community in the whole United States. I thought we'd made a lot of progress until Standing Rock came along in 2016, 4 years ago. But I think the things that we've seen here today, the racism, is basically a walk in the park compared to what our ancestors endured hundreds of years ago when Columbus arrived in this country. Again, as I've spoken to RJ and Graham, and I've reminded them, this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. This might take time, it might take years, it might take 10 years, we don't know. But I just want to thank everybody again, Shimagwich, for all of you for being here and showing your support. This is important, it's an important part of history. I want to thank everybody for having me out here and for getting me involved. I'm also a member of the Michigan Anishinaabe Caucus, which is the indigenous wing of the Michigan Democratic Party. That's actually how I heard about this event. So again, I want to thank all of you for your hospitality, for having me here, for your commitment to this cause, and we're going to get it done. Shimagwit.